We the Hebrew Israelites. We come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of the sinful kingdom called Babylon. Foremost, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, only begotten Son, and their proper true names in the Hebrew tongue. Call, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ha, Rakah, Quadash, Ma'amah. All right? And also a double honor to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, and also to our apostle and elder of the Lions Den of Yashtrala camp down here, Hard 1. Salutations to all the Achiron and four corners of the earth, pushing this truth for sincerity. Today we have a lesson, Lord willing, edifying to the hopefully elect out there, and also the men, women, and children that believe in sincerity as well, man. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it.
So today's lesson, man, we're gonna be going into basically civil war, man. If you've been paying attention and keeping up with the current events, you're seeing what happened to Mr. Kirk. The people are uprising and coming against us, even though we had nothing to do with that, allegedly. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on right now dealing with our people being attacked by Adawam and by militia, right? They usually put on all white
Pointed hats.
right? Pointed hats, white hoods on their heads. You know what we're talking about. All right, but it's been all kind of crazy events going on. We had how many guys that was found in the Houston?
Man, it was 14 bodies in the year 2025 found in the Houston bayous.
Right.
4 within this week.
Right. As well as children being attacked at schools. A Jake boy was found dangling from at school. I ain't gonna say too much, but he was dangling at school. By some older children that attacked him, of course, because of his skin tone, allegedly. All right, so basically that's what we're getting into today, man. Where your mind should be at when it's, dealing with civil war and dealing with these uprising of the people, man. All right, you can bring out that second Esdras for me.
This is 2 Esdras chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Right, so we should be measuring the time diligently within itself, man. Keeping up with the prophecies, understanding that the Lord said it was going to be a time of civil war in the end times, man, where they'll start to come against us and target us. All right, especially if you went out here pushing the truth for Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, and we're seeing that. We're seeing the Lord, we're seeing things kick up. We're seeing the prophecies beginning to manifest, right? This is the Lord coming back to visit the earth, man. Coming back to judge these people, judge these nations, right? And to get us back on the right path, on that straight and narrow, man. All right?
Select. Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right. So even from the beginning, we have been giving warning, right? The Lord has given his warning to his prophets, and the prophets has been giving warning to the people, right? To have that understanding, that mindset. Hey, we got to come out of these heathen ways. We got to come out of these heathen ways, man, and turn back to him, right? Pay attention to the prophecy. Pay attention to the current events. Have the understanding that when things like civil war pops up, right, where your mind should be, have that faith and understanding that he's your protector, man. He's your covering, right? Without that, without this truth, without the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai on you, you have no covering, man. You're going to fall victim. You could potentially fall victim to civil war, victim to the MOTB, victim to ICBMs, Somebody grab 2 Esdras 16 and 7, and we go ahead and get right into the point, man. But we just wanted to bring that out, man, because your mindset should be paying attention to the prophecies, man. So like one more, we got one more verse real quick. So like,
Verse 5, 2 Esdras chapter 9. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end. And the end is manifest.
Right, and the end is manifest, right? Jacob held the heel of Esau, man, and that's the end that we're seeing. We're seeing the end fall of Esau, Edom's downfall
Hey, God, yeah, downfall of this kingdom.
Downfall of this kingdom. So like,
hey, and just like the brother was saying, man, Jacob held hold of Esau's heel, which is symbolic, as you see right now, man. Right. We're constantly pulling that kingdom down as we speak, literally. You know, hey, the scriptures, gonna butcher it. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, you know, but mighty through the strong, mighty through the pulling down of the strong. Hey, I'm finna butcher. Hold on, let's grab it.
I'm about to say somebody grab it for Bakasha real quick.
Hey, but yeah, most importantly though, yeah, man, we pulling down this kingdom, man. All right, so we doing that not physically, far as weapon to weapon, sword to sword. We doing it with our gift, with our weapon, which is the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right. As you see us out on the highways and byways, man, this is our strength, man, in truth, right? Being in covered in the spirit of the Lord, man, right? This is how we come out to turn people back to Him, right? We're not out here to go against the people that's dressed up with certain things over their faces with pointy hoods, right? We come against them through the spirit. We don't come against them physically, right? So that's what that scripture was going into, right? For us to come out and warn the people. We're not here to be brawlers, man. He raised us up to teach.
So that's why we got to measure the times diligently within itself to understand that, according to Revelation 12:12, that devil knowing that he have a short time is coming down with that great wrath, man. So therefore, by us measuring the times, we're able to prepare ourselves for the times that we're about to enter in, you know. So that's why we got to blow that proper sound of the trumpet for other people to get that proper sound so they can prepare themselves for the battle that's to come, man.
That's right. That's right. Somebody grab that 2 Esdras 16 and 70.
This is 2 Esdras chapter 16 and verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai.
Right, so insurrection, what does that go into, right? Insurrection just means a violent uprising against a higher authority, man, right? So that insurrection, you seeing what's going on right now after Charlie Kirk. You know, the people that follow him and love him are in an uproar right now, right? And they want to come against the government. They want to come against us when we ain't have nothing to do with it. It's crazy, man, but you know, that's just the spirit that's on them. That's the spirit that the Lord has given them, to always hate us, man, to always want to come against us. So if you out here doing the truth, pushing the truth and doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, it's a target on your back, man. It is what it is. Like, we present our bodies as living sacrifices out here for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, just so we can warn the people, right? Warn the people of these upcoming events, man, you know, to stay diligent in the truth. Keep your mind set on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because these people are in a bad state right now, mentally, spiritually. You know, they have war in their mind, you know.
Hey, Con, if I may add on, just like being at work, they got something that they say, knowing your why. Basically knowing your purpose, knowing why you're here. What's your point of being here? What you're here to do. All right, as it says in Ecclesiastes, the whole duty of man is to fear the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, bro. So even with that being said, man, that's what we out here to be doing, serving the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and doing what's commanded of us by Him, man.
All right, back at 2 Esdras chapter 16 and verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
Right. And if y'all been paying attention to the videos, man, it's all on TikTok, Instagram. These people are hot right now, man. You know, and we got them boys dressing up in them white coats and them white hoodies on their heads, man. They are out to get vengeance on people, man. So at the end of the day, the only way to protect yourself from that is having the spirit of the Lord on you, man. So without that covering, man, you're gonna fall victim. But they're out to do harm, you know. But it's not for us to go do harm against them. It's for us to separate ourselves. That's what holy goes into, right? Be separate, right? Flee out of the midst of her, right? Spiritually, right? Don't be wicked like them, you know. Don't try to go around doing harm to other people, right? Just stay in the spirit of the Lord. It's His vengeance. Allow the Lord to get vengeance. Go ahead, Bob.
This is 2 Esdras, chapter 15. You got verse 14, 2 Esdras 15 and 16. All right, this is 2 Esdras 15, and I'm going to start at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another,
Right. So see that sword draweth nigh. World War III draweth nigh, man. We are in the midst of that, right? Read that part one more time.
It says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to
Right.
fight against another.
Right. And that goes into civil war. What have we been seeing all across TikTok right now? Facebook, Instagram. After Charlie, what's his name? Charlie Kirk, right. They people are mad, man. So now we're seeing a beginning of a civil war, right? People want to come against another people, you know, especially with people of color. And they didn't even have nothing to do with it, but that's all you see. It's certain things I can't say because of YouTube, but
Hey, Con.
fight back. YT man, fight back, you know. So I don't even know if I can say that, but Salakia.
Hey, even like that, coming back into the city this morning, man. You got up on the catwalk coming into the city where it says "Welcome to Jacksonville." Basically, they got it up there. What is Charlie Kirk? Oh yeah, this is a Charlie Kirk basically community, you know. So that lets you know, hey, what type of times that we're in. All right, that's sedition among men. Hey, even also with that being said too, man, the uprising of the people against the government and whatnot. As the brother was just speaking on, two of my favorite ones, right? Well, my favorite one, you got France. Then my favorite one, you got Nepal. So you just had the governor of Nepal, right? They had him over there, his ex-wife. They went and got her, burnt the house, unalived her while she was in there, man. And that's the ex-wife. When he was in power, in his position of power, they went back to who he had close to him. So she wasn't even the current wife, man. So, and then with him, they was beating him, everything, until he jumped in the river. Once he got in the river, he got his motorcycle helmet on, floating down the river, man. Throwing stones in the river at him, you know. These are the type of times that we're in, man.
It's crazy, man. That was it. Somebody grabbed it.
No.
No.
Yeah, verse 16, 2 Ezra 15. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Right. So just like what happened with January 6th, right? They don't care about what the government has to say, you know. they want to uprise, they're gonna uprise, man. When they want to come against us, they're gonna come against us, man. You know. So at the end of the day, you just gotta have that faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua doing the work, man. You know, and keeping that faith. That's the only way. That's the only way you're gonna be covered through Jacob's trouble, man. You know. Go ahead, I think Zariah had one too.
This is Ezekiel chapter 24, verse 9. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe to the bloody city! I will even make the pile for fire great. Heap on wood, kindle the fire, consume the flesh, and spice it well, and let the bones be burnt. And that ultimately is talking about the death and destruction of America, but that's going to be started by the Civil War coming up. Babylon, Babylon, that's going to be started by this upcoming Civil War with all of this stuff that's going on. People aren't going to know. The only thing people are going to do is just rage. People just going to crash out and rage. They hate the system. They hate themselves. They hate their neighbors. All right, they got an evil eye towards their brothers. All right, everybody's just going to just utterly slay one another. And then that's when Esau, the woman, is going to come down with new slavery.
That first part of that scripture, you bring that out for box. You had a point. Yeah, you bring that out.
Ezekiel chapter 24, verse 9. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe to the bloody city! I will even make the pile for fire great.
He said, woe to the bloody city. He will even make the pile of the what? Great.
I will even make the pile for fire great.
That's that chaff, man. That's all that chaff, right? That's beautiful precept, man. That's all that chaff, right? So that's what the Lord right now is getting ready, right? He's getting the chaff ready, which is them coming against us, right? All that counts against them to be burnt up, man. You know, so when you know, especially on the priests that's out here doing the work, man. You know, when they really start to come against us and persecute us, man, that's the chaff being built up. So when the Lord lights that match, he dropped the ICBM on this place, man. It's a wrap. You had a precept. I'm on.
They're coming back. You've been in the Psalms 35 at all? I can't hear that. Okay. This is Psalms chapter 35, verse 4. I'm going to start at 1. Psalms 35:1. Plead my cause, O Yahweh, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear and stop the way against them that persecute me. And say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Brother gonna tell me we already, the dude I was trying to help over there, the blind dude, he was also physically blind and spiritually blind. But he didn't want to hear anything I had to say. He just thought he had it all together. It was just, he had a sense of pride built up within him, because I could tell, because he wasn't born blind, he has glaucoma, so he lost his sight. So he has, you know, people like that got a sense of pride in them. It's really hard to talk to them because they kind of sort of hate the world, and when they find Jesus, that's comforting to them, and they don't understand how carnal it is. So they won't be. He was spiritually blind and physically blind, right?
Dang.
So it's like it says, verse 4. Because he didn't, I was trying to give him the way, just like I was leading him to where he wanted to go. I was spiritually trying to lead him to salvation. All right. Verse 4, it says, let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that divides my hurt. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. So that's going into what you were saying. Let the angel of the Lord chase them. And that's what's going to happen to these places. All the ones that draw themselves to come against Ariel, that goes into that's crazy. I was just doing a lesson on this the other day that I got to upload. All those that rise up against the children of Israel, the Lord's going to have them as chaff. Chaff can be blown away in the wind, and it can be burnt up. There's no escaping the judgment that the Lord's going to bring unless you seek Yahweh's face. And there's only a certain few that are able to seek his face. Everybody else is going to be doomed.
All right, we got a precept. Just back up the bishop real quick.
This is what you call.
Yeah.
This is Ephesians chapter 6, in verse 11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places."
Right.
Where?
It's like right. So that's right. So you have to put on the whole armor, man. You know, have that have that understanding that without the armor of the Lord, which means the spirit of the Lord being on you, you have no protection, man, at all. You know, so we're not out here to physically fight anything, man. We're out here to turn our people back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. That's what we out here to do, man. So even if we do see them marching down the street, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, our fight is not go fight them. You know, our fight is to rebuke them, right, in the spirit, and to continue doing the work. That's our fight, man. Because at the end of the day, Yahushua is the one that's going to really put them in their place. You know, that's just like the bishop was going into the chaff, right? The Lord is our protection, man. So at the end of the day, for you not to be part of that chaff, right, you have spiritually come out of that and come against the evilness of this world, man.
All right, yeah. So what do you gotta do? Come out of that darkness. See, their light is darkness, but the Lord's gonna soon reveal that their light is darkness. This is back at Psalm 35 and 6. It says, "Let their way be dark and slippery. Let the angel of the Lord persecute them. For without cause have they hid from me. They hid from me their net in a pit, without cause they have digged for my soul." Right? Really, for without cause, meaning in the mind of Esau, he's just doing it because it's perpetual hatred. Even though Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua set him up as a whooping stick and a punishment to our transgressions. But they don't know that part. They're just doing it because of their hatred. They don't have a true cause. The Most High had a cause, Yahweh had a cause, but they didn't have a cause. So without cause, they choose to inflict pain and suffering on our people. And one of the main pain and suffering is Christianity. This is a way of darkness that's going to lead our people to destruction.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 13, it says, "Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God,
that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
Right. I haven't done all to stand, right? Presenting your body as a living sacrifice, doing the work, right? In sincerity and in truth, right? Following the laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your abilities, right? Being meek to the poor, right? By doing the work. You know, these are all the things that you need to know and do, right? Because faith without works is dead. So these are the things you need to know and do, right? For salvation, man. So if you don't put on that whole armor, you're going to either get caught up in civil war, you're going to get caught up with the MOTB, you can get caught up with the ICBMs. I mean, it's so much that the Lord has in works right now that you can get caught up in. Just something simple as eating he can take you out just by you eating certain things, man.
Con. Henceforth, that's why he called the king of terrors, man.
Con.
You know, I was just having a conversation yesterday, far as about doing the time of the Exodus, man. You know, the whole world wasn't completely dark. Those that was going against the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, those that was going against his people, man, they had a veil of darkness on them, but everybody else was able to see clear as day, man. So like the brother was saying, man, you're dealing with the king of terrors, all right? He can just, hey, man, literally, he can just sit here and think about you just being gone, and guess what? You're gone, man. He don't even got to think about it. It'll just be done, you know, pretty much, man.
Go ahead, just a little bit more.
It says, verse 14, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
Ooh, all the fiery darts of the wicked, man. Right. MOTB, that's one of them, as well as those ICBMs, man. You know, so at the end of the day, without that armor of the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, if you don't put that armor on, man, you're gonna fall victim to the wiles of the devil. Go ahead, Op.
I got it though. This is Sirach 2 and
Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, that y'all are the Israelites of the scriptures.
That's right. Sirach 2 and 12. Woe be unto fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended.
Right. So you ain't gonna be defended, man, when you struggling with the name, right? When you want to still call him Jesus, right, instead of Yahushua. When you want to continue in the doctrine of Christianity. When you want to continue in celebrating things like Easter, Christmas. All of these things are minor things that you know, if you still partake in that, you have no covering, man. You're gonna be destroyed in that day.
Right.
You know.
Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you?
Right. So anybody that fell out this truth and you lost patience because the prophecies weren't working fast enough for you, woe to you in that day. Right? The Lord said, how the scripture go? It says, be patient. I'm about to chop it up.
I got one for you.
Go ahead, Op.
Malachi 3 and 13. Your words have been stout against me, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said, it is vain to serve Yahweh.
Yeah.
And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before Yahweh of hosts?
That's really going into ones that fell out of this truth, man.
Or the ones that don't want to choose the truth, like them Christians too.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
the blind man.
they love to say, oh, the loss is nailed to the cross. We don't gotta do that.
Right.
Or that dude OG smacks whatever kick ass nigga. That nigga, he said like they really around here waiting on some man to come out the sky, and he's basically saying the sufferings that we go through. And he says he's like and feel like we're supposed to be suffering on this earth. He literally said that out of his mouth. So basically, the sufferings that we go through is vain. Right. That's
There's no reason our people went into slavery and stuff like that. It's just
well, not necessarily that, but that's why Christianity teaches that prosperity doctrine. You feel what I'm saying? Because in their mind, that's what it goes into gain is godliness. See that?
Pull yourself up out of bootstraps.
They think serving the world is better than serving the Most High.
Right.
There you go. It says, here you go. That's the point. It says, and now we call the proud happy. See, they say the people in the not that. They say the people in the world are more happy than us. Why y'all Israelites look so mad? Why you ain't got no jobs? Why you got people? Why y'all got some garments on? Well, most of y'all have jobs, right? Come on, man.
Hey, if that go into like also envy not the person needs to choose none of his ways, because why they don't they revert from choosing the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua ways, but they see the ways of the world and they rather indulge in that, man. So when they see the ways of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, they can try to go against it, kick against the pricks, man. So with that being said, they basically they fight against the Lord, man.
Yeah, they don't want to go through the streets. They want the whole world to love them. They want, Are you ready? And now we call the proud happy. It says, yea, they that work wickedness are set up. Yea, they that tempt Yahweh are delivered. That's what they say. They see everybody in the world, like, look at Jay-Z and them. They living it up. You know what I mean? But us, what did Yahweh have to go through?
Right.
See, he's looking for a new kingdom wherein dwelleth righteousness. He's going to get his in the kingdom. And that's the same thing we should be looking for.
That's why it says folly is set in great dignity.
Right, that's Isaiah 54, I think it is, where it talks about Yahushua. Isaiah was prophesying about Yahushua, the whole chapter. You know what I mean? He said he had no comeliness about him.
I think it's 54.
That's the same thing with us. All right. It says, then, out of nowhere, then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another. That was even in the past. Nothing new under the sun. They did it in the old times. They're here to do it again. This is the separation that the Most High set up. Then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another, and Yahweh hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him, even back then. So the ones that didn't believe, he said, all right, he marked them. Reincarnation, spirit of prophecy and subject of the prophet. You know? And it says, and a book of remembrance was written before him that feared Yahweh and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith Yahweh of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth them. And then you go to Malachi 4, it says the one, real quick. Malachi 4:1, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. The ones that was written to be stubble in these days. And the day cometh that shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them like the root of a branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. So the ones that choose this world, they're going to get destroyed, and it was written for them to get destroyed. But the ones that choose Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the thing, and show their fear towards him, he says, written for you to be delivered and get the sure mercies of David.
Having your name written in the book of life.
Yeah.
And how is that a slap in the face to Yahushua? Like, going back to what the elder was talking about in Isaiah, where it talks about the suffering, the sacrifice that Yahushua went through. It's just a slap in the face for you feel like you're supposed to be merry and joyful down here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see somebody go through something like that, you're going to be in a state of mourning. Especially if they did it for you, so you don't have that happen to you.
And the kicker to it, though, they won't do that. But yet, if somebody walk by and step on their shoes, they're gonna hold that grudge and be mad and keep that energy up right there. But instead of
or if a conservative individual was unalived, right? They'll try to convince you that they'll mourn him. Right, but they won't. But they'll go into mourning for him, and if you bring out the wickedness that this individual, I gotta talk in codes, because that this individual was stood for, right? They'll say you're being wicked for exposing that wickedness in that individual, right?
Yeah, and another way too is if they don't have the seed or faith, they can never see the joy that we have.
Right.
They can never see the joy that Yahushua had being on the cross. They're like, how is that joyful?
Right.
You know?
They look at this as foolishness, man.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we get excited to come out here and teach our people, man, to warn our people of the upcoming destruction, to tell them that they are the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, that y'all are the Israelites of the scriptures, man. Historically, biblically, all of that. And it's all right here for us. The Lord has given it to us. All we have to do is listen, take heed, right? But that's what it's all about, man. Having that understanding that the Lord is showing up. His prophecies are showing up. Everything is being manifested right now. So if you can withstand the wiles of the devil like the MOTB, right? You have a good chance of not catching the missile, man. But the elder was going into basically like 2/3 of our people, man, just not going to have it. They're not going to understand it. They're never going to turn back to it, man. Because at the end of the day, their name was written in the book of no life. And they disrespected them.
Yeah.
Right.
Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Since thou hast rejected knowledge, I also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, man. And going back to what the elder said, the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets, man. So if you rejected the Lord back then, you think you'll get that VIP pass now? You know, it makes no sense, man. Yeah. Hey, what you was doing back then, that's the same shit you're gonna be subject to this day, man. Yeah, right. You know, same way if we preaching now, we prophesying now, we was doing it back then.
That's right.
You know, so hey, shit, you're not gonna get that Willy Wonka golden ticket thinking, oh yeah, man, I done acted ass, disrespected the Lord and everything like that. Well, you ain't gonna know what you did back then, but you gonna get the gist of it, because why you gonna be doing that same thing to this day, man?
Yeah, definitely say they're gonna know within themselves that they have erred, and the Lord never shined his light upon it.
Damn.
That's crazy you bring up that Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory. What was it, Charlie? That was a poor dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, and no matter how many times they tried to keep that golden ticket away from him, it still ended up being back to him. And then eventually he was able to take over the chocolate factory. It was given to him. See that?
Yeah.
We would represent the poor on that. You feel what I'm saying? No matter how much they try to gaslight us and thinking the kingdom is not for us, and that the ways of the world are the ways of prosperity, but that's the ways of destruction and poverty. You know?
And within that, you just made me think of a part in that movie. Charlie fell right at the end, made a mistake where he almost lost it. He almost lost the fact, right? But a wise man falls 7 times, man. It's how you get back up and you continue to fight. You continue to work, you know.
They can't take away what's already written in our destiny, but they can gaslight you to make you think you can give it up. Because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Holy Bible, the Most High Yahweh's chosen people. Man.
That's right. Precept.
But it's Isaiah 28:15. Because he has said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lions our refuge, and under falsehoods have we hid ourselves. So our people feel safe under these false coverings, when really they're walking around naked. They don't have the covering of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And that's what makes them naked. You can put on Christianity or some type of philosophy or anything, that's not going to cover you in the day of the Lord's judgment. When that scourge comes through, it's going to overflow everything.
That's just like what happened with Adam and Eve. They took off the covering of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, they put on the covering of these other nations. And you see what happened, they start to fall from there, right? Go ahead.
But our people making covenants with it. They're swearing themselves to this world, not to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, not knowing of the judgment coming to this place. They made that covenant with death, thinking, oh, well, the fire coming, I'll be all right. But they're not going to be all right. That's their judgment. And when the Lord bam that hammer on them, it's going to be too late to cry, whine, complain. You can go on YouTube, see all kind of court cases when people hear their judgment and they flip out. There's going to be a lot of flipping out going on in the day of judgment when the Lord bring the hammer down. But verse 17 of Isaiah 28, judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet. And the hail shall sweep through away the refuge of lies, and the waters shall overflow the hiding place. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, and ye shall be trodden down by it. And that's what it's going to come down. When the Lord gets to judge this place, with all the plagues, prophecies, and everything else he brings to this place, they're going to be trodden down by it. They're going to be ultimately swept away by that destroying wind that the Lord's bringing to this place for making that covenant with death. The Lord going to make that null and void. Your Christianity beliefs, all that stuff, your Egypt tongues, all that's going to be null and void. Ain't going to be nothing to protect you from the hand of the Lord.
If we run them down, run them all the way down.
All right. Out of the book of St. John, chapter 15, verse 18, it says,
if the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. Just straight to the point, you know, because we're talking about the mindset that you got to be in right now. So Yahushua spoke of these things, you know, a couple thousand years ago. So we got to understand, if he was persecuted, okay, and was without sin, if he was hated and was without sin, then we know we're going to be persecuted in this time as well. All right, he said, have I been made an enemy to you because I tell you the truth? Okay, so we're out here speaking the truth. We're speaking that same truth, all right, week in and week out. So we know that the persecution is going to come. But like it also says, Second Esdras says, fear not the incredulity. Okay, so we can't be fearful of their unfaithfulness. They're gonna come out. They're gonna scorn. Okay, they're gonna call us by words, call us out our name. All right, call us everything but what they say, a child of God. Okay, but we have comfort that Yahweh Shai already spoke to us of these things that were to come. All right, so all we have to do is look to our forefathers, look to the scriptures, look to the prophecies, and that's the comfort for us. All right, we have nothing to fear out here. We have salvation to look forward to. All right, but like the brother was saying, they have what? Destruction, woe, and evil. That's to come upon them.
Hey, if I may add on too, just like the brother said, man, that incredulity shouldn't affect us at all. Because if it do, that means we had no faith whatsoever, man. Why? If we know what we're standing on and who we're standing for, man, nothing can come against us. The Lord is on my side. Whom shall I fear? Nothing can be brought upon us, up to us, that can knock us down off our pivot, man. No man should be able to pluck us out of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's hand, man. So at the end of the day, if you can look at it like a test if you want to, man. You can smile at it. You see something coming up trying to oppose you and pull you off and knock you off your pivot that you on for the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know, just snap your finger, smile, and look at it, man. Acknowledge it, man. But you know who you stand for. You know who's backing you, man. So therefore, you know you'll be able to conquer and drive through whatever you got in front of you, man. First and foremost, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai not gonna give us nothing that we're not gonna be able to conquer and be able to get through, man. And if we feel like that, so henceforth, the word feel, we can get through it. But if we feel like we can't, he gave us that way of succor to get out of it by way of calling upon him, man.
Feelings have nothing to do with reality at the end of the day. Once you understand that, it doesn't matter how we feel, it doesn't matter how our destiny was written. As long as we focus on that, that's why the scripture said, put on as the elect. I'm gonna believe I'm the elect till I get hit with a missile. I gotta stand on that, because guess what? We'll deceive our own damn self sometimes. We're operating off emotions and feelings of what we feel like.
And the best way to look at it, you got to remember Israel like unto a woman. When you're dealing with a woman, she'll be like, oh, I don't really feel pretty. She'll be looking bad as hell right in front of you. She's like, I don't feel pretty. So we have to stop worrying about emotions and feelings and stuff like that, and worry about what is and what is not. And what is we're the Israelites. What is America's going to be destroyed. And we have to prepare ourselves. It's like Babylon's going to be destroyed. We have to prepare ourselves, Lord willing, for salvation. We be at that number. Put on as the elect. You want to feel anything, feel like the elect.
Hey, feel this. Feel this. Going back to Isaiah, feel this. Yahweh Shai took that ultimate sign from what you said, well, women not feeling beautiful anymore. Right, we shouldn't feel beautiful, because when the Lord beautified us with the laws, we took our beauty and put makeup on it. Right, started breaking the laws and everything. But Yahweh Shai gave us a way for us to be beautified again. Right, but they didn't see any comeliness in Yahweh Shai, so they're not gonna see any comeliness in us. They'll make us feel like it's like the whole Cinderella story, us being the maid and the stepchild and being treated like we're nothing, but really we are the bride of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
And the Lord said, put on this beautiful garment. The Lord's spirit is beautiful. It don't matter how this world view it, try to tell you about it, whatever. The Lord said this garment beautiful. We're to put it on. So we don't believe what 2/3 of our people, they can't even see, they're spiritually blind. If the Lord said this garment beautiful, put it on. Red, rock it. That's all it is.
I like mine.
And that's what it is, man. Put on that beautiful garment, man. Right?
Put on that strength.
Put on that strength. You know, and what's your strength? The spirit of the Lord, right? The spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy. So all these things all these things should be in your la'ab, your mind at all times, man. Staying in the spirit of the Lord, dealing with the prophecies, having that understanding, right? Being a good watchman, right? Doing the works. This is everything you need to have a good chance. But again, as the elder and the bishop and the rest of the Akim was saying, you know, at the end of the day, your name has to be written from the beginning. You know, you have to be predestinated for salvation. You're not just going to get saved because you're doing work and you're doing, you know, or somebody tell you you're doing amazing. You're not. That's not going to save you, man. At the end of the day, what's going to save you? Your name written in that book of life, man. We're going to go to Yahweh Sop real quick. He been holding. And then we're going to jump back to the parts of the lesson real quick. If anybody else
Psalm
got precept.
145, verse 18 and 19. Yahweh Shai is near unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. You know, I hear a lot of people, they know that the Hebrew Israelites, but they have so many different names that they call the Son of God instead of calling him by one name, right? Now, verse 19. He will fulfill the desires of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them. So if you're going to be jumping name to name, that's a bad habit. That's not even showing faith, right? And not even speaking in truth. So look into the name and grab onto that name. Yahweh Shai is what we call him because that's the true name, okay? You have to look at the names you got, pray, and see if the truth comes to you.
Jump right back into the lesson real quick, man. Right that Jeremiah 37.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Right. So at the end of the day, Jacob's trouble. This is what we're seeing being manifested right before our eyes right now. Jacob's trouble, man. Right. Well, basically, Babylon comes against us, right? Start pushing the MOTB, Civil War, you know, a couple other prophecies as well, man. But them just coming against us as a whole, right? Jacob's trouble. So while we're in the midst of Jacob's trouble, what should your mindset be at, man? Seeing Civil War, seeing them come up against us, man.
Precept.
Right? Go ahead, up.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Right. What should your mindset be? What should your conversation be about? Right. That the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Scriptures. That they need to turn back and, to the names of Yahweh, being the Heavenly Father name, and Yahweh Shai being the true name of His only begotten Son. Having that understanding and knowing that's the only way to salvation, man. You know, that's the only name that's gonna lead you there. But that's what this whole lesson is about, man. What should your mindset be at? What your conversation should be about, right? What should you be dwelling on daily, man? You know, as you see people uproaring against us or having things, you know, that they got to say against us to try to come against us as a people of color or as a people of the Scriptures, man. You know, at the end of the day. So their agenda is to hurt us. Their agenda is to. Am I allowed to even say all that? But yeah, their agenda is to
come against us.
Right, to come against us. And this is coming from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. He set them up to be that whooping stick, to be that, you know, to be that belt against us, man. Because we was messing up. All right. You got that second Esdras?
This is second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. All right, this second Esdras 16 and verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear.
Right, so we're seeing all that right now, man. The beginning of famines, right? The beginning of these wars, right? You got these proxy wars. You got Ukraine, Russia. You got North Korea, South Korea, Taiwan, China, and America's in the midst of all of that. While you got Trump bragging about trying to win a Nobel Peace Prize because of some small proxy wars that he done stopped. He ain't did nothing when it came to these major powerhouses like Russia. All he doing is throwing tariffs at him, right? But you're not stopping nothing, man. He's still gonna be able to trade with China. He's still gonna be able to trade with other countries, man. At the end of the day, so America has to. That's why the scriptures say, "Sit down in the dust, O daughter of Babylon." They're being exposed for their weakness. They've been exposed for their lies, and the Lord is pulling them out of their power seat, man.
Hey, Con, that's what Scripture says. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai said He was going to lift up that skirt and show the world their wickedness, man. You know, showing all their filth, and that's what's being revealed right now, as the brother was just saying. You know, you got Basically, just like you said, since Trump got in office, he ain't did shit. He said he was bringing quote unquote peace. All right, but as scripture say, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes, man. And also, ever since he's been in office, there's been 9 different wars that have kicked off, you know, which is going to bring it up to the conglomerate of a Armageddon, then World War III.
Somebody call precept? Yeah. Go ahead,
This is Luke.
Oh, I was gonna say, he said something about Trump, you know, with the Nobel Peace Prize. You got, you know, Putin over there, all up in what, NATO airspace.
Yeah.
See, that just shows you proof.
And that was crazy because that was after Putin had came over here to meet up with Trump. I think that was in Alaska somewhere. They met up, right? And Trump had them do a flyover, right? And you think Putin gonna sit back and just, you know, allow you to size him like that? You straight tried him.
He got the hooks in the jaw. What that Bud Crawford, that buckle. That buckle.
So yeah, so at the end of the day, Putin ain't going for that. You tried Putin. It on national TV. You tried him across the whole. Everybody saw it. So yeah, Putin gonna keep doing the same thing. He gonna send his jets into NATO airspace. You know, that's him showing. That's the Lord showing. Hey, look, I got my hooks. Ezekiel 38. I got my hooks into Putin. I'm gonna let him show off. I'm gonna make him stunt. I'm gonna let him show off his power. The bear's not scared of NATO. That's why the bear's being lifted up right now to come against NATO, America, and the EU, man.
It's gone. Real quick, it says U.S. issues WW3 warning as Russia violates NATO airspace.
Because at the end of the day, it's going to keep happening, man, all the way until it leads up to a missile being shot off, man. That's what it's all leading up to. The World War III, right? The Lord's the weapons of his indignation being brought forth, man.
And one of them weapons is the Tsar Bomba.
Tsar Bomba.
The Tsar Bomba. It said take 3 of those, and America would never be able to be inhabited again.
Damn. Only 3.
3.
3.
3. Okay, put it this way. Big man and little man was
Carl, you was going into our kilotons.
yeah, like it was 36 kilotons, right? Now it takes 1,000 kilotons to equal 1 megaton, right? The Tsar Bomba is, I think, 80 megatons of nuclear force.
He said, and also with a great noise, the heavens shall pass away. And Tsar Bomba means loud boom.
Loud boom.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I remember you were speaking that on your lesson that one time about what Tsar Bomba means, loud boom. Like, dang it.
A loud noise. There you go.
And that goes
They go bump in the night.
That noisome pestilence, man. That's what that goes into, that noisome pestilence, man. Where the Tsar Bomba goes boom. And it's a wrap for this kingdom, man. This wicked ass kingdom. It's like, thought you were saying something. Precepts?
You want that, James?
Get the precepts out real quick. Go ahead.
This is Luke 21:9. It says, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified.
Right, so be not terrified when you hear about the rumors of war. Right, go ahead.
It says, for these things must first come to pass.
Because these things must first come to pass. Meaning, let the Lord's word be true, right, and not our words. So His words got to be manifested first. They got to come to pass first before anything else. You know, so at the end of the day, if it's written in the scriptures, man, it's going to happen. But go ahead.
It says, but the end is not by and by.
Right. So, but the end is not by and by. Right. So we still got the MOTB. We still got a little small, not small, because they're major prophecies. But it's right. All of it's right around the corner. We don't have that many more prophecies to go through. So at the end of the day, you know, these things must come to pass. So while these things are happening, what should your mindset be? What should your conversation be? What should your heart or your feelings, right? Because your heart is based off your feelings. Your mind is where your spirit dwells. But anyway, what should you be feeling? You shouldn't be feeling fear. You shouldn't be feeling fear about the Civil War. You shouldn't be feeling fear about the MOTB. You shouldn't be having fear about them coming against the elect, you know, to persecute us, right? Especially if you don't take the MOTB. None of that stuff is going to be on your mind, because you're going to have that mindset of, oh, I'm covered. No matter what they can do, I'm covered, man. The Lord said all this was going to happen. He said,
the more prophecies we see, the more happy we should be. The more faith we should have.
I want to say this, kind of loosely. You know, it's going to be tribulations and struggle, but theoretically it's going to be a lot easier than we think for the elect.
For the elect.
You see what I'm saying? So remember, ain't none of the plagues hit none of Israel in Egypt.
Right.
But these plagues gonna hit 2/3 of our people this time around. He said, remember he said, touch not my wife. Now it's gonna be some martyrs and stuff like that, and those are individuals that are gonna increase faith. But like the Lord is so merciful. Like we went through hell during the time of Yahushua. You see what I'm saying? From the time of Yahushua to 70 AD, and then we had a little peaceful period when they put the treaty together to stop persecuting us. Then boom, we go into this. You see what I'm saying? So at some point, the Lord's gonna lift up that pressure off them. All right, this is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. See that? The Lord said he's going to protect us from that. And what is that protection? The mindset. Yeah, they might come in with some talking about they're going to put you to the guillotine, come in with some guns and stuff, saying that you better take this. But like it says in Genesis, the serpent was the most cunning beast of the field. Man, everybody gonna be lining up. They gonna want to take part in that.
I'm about to say, like, they already did it. They already did a test run, and everybody lined up for it. They gave people money for it. They gave people food to do it.
Because they're gonna put some press. It's gonna be like there's gonna be no other form of way of living. But we understand that's not true. They're not gonna have the understanding of that. That's why the scripture said the Lord said He didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and of a sound mind. We're gonna have the spirit of power in our mind. That's gonna keep our mind focused on no, that ain't the way to go. It's over this way. See that? That Lord is gonna keep our mind intact, so we won't fall victim to that bullshit.
Because the Lord is making it's a narrow way, and the further along this country gets, this society starts to wane. It's going to be a clear separation between those that believe in a higher power, the Lord, Yahweh, and those that believe in the shadow of Egypt and the strength of Pharaoh. There's going to be a clear separation being made.
Right.
There's not going to be many people selected. There's not going to be many people who are going to try to be celebrities. All right, that's going to fall away. Nobody's going to try to be a rapper anymore. That's going to fall away. They're either going to go up under the strength of Pharaoh, all right, get whatever up, or they're going to be holy and be separate and trust in the Lord. And that's it.
Right. Like what did it say? And that day they shall cast their idols in the streets.
Gone.
Like they're gonna utterly believe in this system, which is gonna be set up as a satanic order on the earth.
Right.
And that's the only thing they're gonna have no choice but to believe in that, because everybody's gonna be carnal minded. Now you're gonna have those, you have your doomsday preppers that are not going to, partake in the Revelation 13 and 16.
But either gonna get taken out or fall in line.
Right.
That's
They're gonna run out of food. They're gonna run out of this,
Right.
or the Lord is gonna have something happen to them where that food gonna be for us.
Hey, gone. Because like you say in 2nd Esdras 16, they should be like madmen, sparing none, wasting their goods, roughly paraphrasing, bringing them out to the streets. Because, technically, nobody is off the grid. You got, I forgot what the name of it. Basically, they have these sidewalks that they issue out either the beginning of last year or the year before last, man, where they send out so far of a signal of Wi-Fi that if any type of radio or anything that has a signal to it, it picks it up, and it's going to ping wherever you at, man. So with that being said, ain't no hiding off the grid, none of that. And also, too, you got this food and everything stored up. It says, I shall have no pity upon thy neighbor. They should go into the house for the lack of bread, man. Hey, shit, man, Jake gonna be so hungry in that day, they gonna be able to smell the saltine crackers you got in the damn basement, man. So, hey, it's gonna be ain't nothing but straight trouble out there, man.
Speaking on that, anybody? Okay, well, yeah, you go ahead. Somebody else also. Okay, Kyle. Yeah. But hey, while you're doing that, can somebody also get 2 Timothy 3 and 12 through 17 ready? Go ahead.
All right, back at 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Right. So what shall we do when the evil shall come, man? At the end of the day, you know, it also went into the kings being fearful right now. You know, that's World War III. All of them scared right now. World War III. They don't really want to go into it, but they ain't got no choice, right? That's the spirit that the Lord put on them. They ain't got no choice. That's why Putin doing what he's doing. That's why Trump doing what he's doing, and that's why all the rest of these countries are falling behind them. Right? That's dealing with the BRICS nation or NATO. Right? Somebody grab that 2 Timothy 3 and 12. Now, remember what the bishop was just going into, right? For us, for the elect, it's not going to be as horrible, right? We're going to have some type of relief from it.
I say that kind of mostly, but man, flat out, the scriptures say, you shall be you shall be starving, but my servants shall eat.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
I get you.
Now I'll say like it'll be fearful in the sense that you're gonna see all this happen. It'll say like 1,000 fall at your right hand.
Yeah, he said only with thy eyes shall you see the
So it's
destruction
gonna
of
be
the
fearful
wicked.
because you watching all this horrific stuff happening, but at the same time you're like, well, Kahalah Yahweh Shem Yahushua hasn't come near my dwelling.
You're gonna really see the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that's gonna be real scary.
Right.
Cause he gonna show up. How they say he gonna show up and show out?
Show up and show out.
You're literally gonna see that.
You got 3D and you got 7D.
7D, not 8D, 7D. Complete, like 4K. We ain't gonna. Boy, listen, like some kind of.
I got one. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 65. Matter of fact, start from 12. It says, therefore, Isaiah 65 and 12, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye should all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not.
So why, if the Most High is a just power, right? The Most High is a just power. Why would we receive the same thing that the wicked gonna receive? You see that? It's still gonna be afflicted to us because we still human.
Right.
We still human. We're gonna still have those human emotions. It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary as fuck. It's gonna be a freak. It's like,
And it's gonna be slightly uncomfortable. Right? It's gonna be slightly uncomfortable as well, right?
it's gonna be very uncomfortable.
Right.
It's because we've never experienced this before in these bodies.
It's gone.
You know?
Hey.
Good point. Revelations 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. We all got to be tried.
I'm about to grab that.
And even
Revelation
more,
We're going to show out to be gold.
13.
That's the difference. Our essence, our substance is different. Our foundation is different. So we all got to be tried together. So you can see what's the alloys, what's the fake, and what's the real.
I was about to say how you said we haven't felt it in these bodies. It's going to be a destruction more destructive than all the other destructions. So our soul hasn't even felt or seen it yet. So it's just going to be a huge, like you said, a trying. A trying that's going to make you either alloy or gold.
Or it's gonna test to see whether what you are. And think about it. The Lord's so merciful. After we finish that test, right? And it's conditioning the spirit to be prepared for the new bodies. You see what I'm saying? He finna get rid of these old bodies when we ain't gonna feel none of those emotions and nothing no more. None of that negative stuff. It's all gonna be present and positive. But we have to be mentally conditioned for that. You know, because it doesn't make no sense to put a tainted spirit in a new body. You know, so we have to see these things. We have to go through these things in order for us to come out to be that goal. So it's gonna be, man. Who said this? I forgot who said it, but it was a quote. He said, "Sometimes you have to step in the fire to realize it's not even that hot." See that? So the Lord is going. Listen. Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael. They got to the fire and they felt the cool mist. They surrounded by fire, but they felt the cool mist. See that? The Lord was right there in the fire with them. What did Nebuchadnezzar say? He's like, did we put 3 men in the fire? And, well, why do I see 4 in the fire, and 1 has the appearance of God. See that? Yahweh Shai was right there in the midst of the fire with him. And he's going to be right there in the midst of the fire with us. So, like, anytime we try to waver a little bit going over to the flesh, Lord going to snap us back into slimness. So I'm not saying we're not going to feel anything. We're going to feel it, right?
We're humans.
We're human, but we're going to realize when that spiritual essence kicks over, just like when you fast, right? And you start to feel severely hungry,
Right,
and you
yeah,
feel
just
those
like the
hunger
first
pains.
time, yeah,
But
the
then the
first-
moment the body kicks into ketosis and it starts eating the glucose in your body, you don't feel it no more. You see that? Oh, go ahead.
Revelations 11 and 11. This is the beginning point of building up our spirit for what's to come. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
So now, see that? Now the fear is taken away from us and put on them. So, cause how in the hell can these individuals go through all this and stand up to be an army of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai? How do we have that mental strength? Now we don't remember none of this because we'd be so crazy if we remember any of this.
That's why
But-
people are crazy.
But we still feel some of those effects with the system that's set up. So we're still feeling it, right?
About the young Jakes that just were found unalived on a tree.
They had the nerve to say there was no foul play.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, even Lot was vexed
Yeah.
before deliverance.
He
Right.
was.
Yeah,
He was pissed.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying, "Come up hither." And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. That's a cut on people that says the whole world going to be delivered. Because there's going to be enemies on the earth that's going to see their elect get delivered. And the same hour, this is your point, was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. All of America is going to be destroyed, judged. And in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000. That's an innumerable number that the Lord has set for this in this society to be destroyed. And the remnant were affrighted. So he said, we both gonna go through it. So he said, and the remnant were affrighted.
So we had a sense of fear, right? But then, what it say? When I think it's Psalms 126. It says, "When the Lord turned back our captivity before our eyes, we were like them that dream. Then was our faces turned to laughter." See that?
Right. So yeah, we're gonna have some fear, but that's the flesh. But the spirit is going to be what grounds you. You know? All right, just like now, you know. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven. So you see all them explosions, them Tsar Bomba, you're probably gonna pass out like 7 times before you get into the chariot. Like the people be on a roller coaster rides and be passing out.
Right. Hey, just like was it Peter or Paul when I was locked up in the jail? It was Peter.
Both of them were locked up at different times.
Okay. Well, the one that the angel broke him out, he thought it was a dream sequence the whole time he was going through. He was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And then by the time he got out and he looked back at the prison, he was like, wow, this was real.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to be. We're going to be taken up. By the time we get into the parlor of the chariot, we're going to be like, wow, this is real.
That's our American dream, getting delivered from it.
Right. Yeah. God.
Getting delivered from America. That's the American dream.
That's the American dream.
Getting delivered from America.
Getting out of this place.
Yeah.
You still want that James up?
Yeah, but I'm gonna bring it out in a minute.
Can you imagine getting rid of 13?
Nah, we'll go ahead and jump right. Let me get that 2 Timothy 3.
This is the book of 2 Timothy,
Start at 11.
chapter 3,
I'm just saying.
and verse 11.
Start at 12.
Start at 12. All right, this is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, and verse 12. Yea, and all that live godly in the Mashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution.
Right. So as we were just explaining, right, that we do have persecution coming against us, man. As far as like, you know, while we are presenting our body as living sacrifices, man. You know, they keeping an eye out on us. They watch us. right? During the time of the MOTB, all of that stuff is going to be parts of them trying to persecute us, right? But as the bishop and the elder was going into, right, we're going to still be taken care of in that day. It's going to be uncomfortable, right? We're going to be going through things, but at the end of the day, our mindset is going to keep us grounded, just like the elder was saying, because we know we have a covering. We know we're going to be taken care of by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Hey, think about it like this, like how you feel, like during the Day of Atonement, which is coming up real soon. When the hunger pains kick in, you got to be like, oh shit, passing by food be smelling extra good.
That's what everybody want to have.
Right, so it's like you know, the temptation will be there, but the feeling you feel after you complete it, you see what I'm saying? And that's just the Lord showing us the strength that He puts in us. You know what I'm saying? You got so many people that are faint-hearted that they can't make it 24 hours. So imagine how it's gonna be when it's even more pressure put on.
Hey, damn. Hey, so in Fort Lauderdale, right? It was one dude. He 19, right? Shit, we was out on the field walking all day. We get back to the Airbnb. He throwing up and shit. He ain't ate nothing. I haven't eaten anything. I'm like, damn, bro, it's only been 10 hours. Like, shit, it's crazy though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy for you. It's not crazy for you to say, but at the same time, it's like.
No, that was the next point. Me being the big guy, and bro is like, literally like, no lie, like probably like 90 to 100 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like 5'5", 5'6". You know what I'm saying? And sick to his stomach because he didn't eat, man. So that lets you know the drive of the people in these times when the famine kick in, the lack of bread, how they gonna be out here crying, whining, going crazy, invading houses. Why? Because they don't have the disposable of Walmart, Publix, Target, so forth and so forth that they can go to, man.
You gonna say that same word? You go. It's only been 2 days. You can't last 2 days without food, bro. Stop being a bitch.
Right. And that's why the Lord gave us a precursor during 2019, man. You see how crazy they went over toilet tissue.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Toilet paper, bro. Come on now. So at the end of the day, you know they're gonna get it. It's gonna get even worse when it comes to them feeding their bellies or having to feed with their children.
Right. I just about to
you know, because somebody will go hard for their children. Y'all already know that if you're a parent, you ain't gonna let your child starve, man.
Hey, shit, henceforth the story with the 2 women and their kids, man. Hey, we gonna eat my child today, and we'll eat yours tomorrow.
Right.
Shit, no, my bad. We're gonna eat yours today and mine tomorrow.
Right.
Shit, she ended up eating the other woman's child and then they didn't eat hers the next day, if I'm not mistaken, man. Yeah, hard ass, man.
Second Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me. This is what Ezra was saying. Woe is me. Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?
Right. See, even Esdras knew he was gonna be back in these times, man. He said, "Who's gonna deliver him in these days, man?"
Hey, but check it out though. Listen to his mindset. Woe is me, right? He said, "Who shall deliver me in those days?" And he wasn't at that point. He didn't see the things that we're able to see today. Right. Like Yahushua hadn't hit the scene yet.
Yeah, no, he showed him most of it. He showed him most of it because in this chapter. But as far as our deliverance, he didn't show us that and how to please the Most High in these times. You know what I mean? And the specific things like the MOTB, you know, certain things like World War III, but the famine and all that, he showed him that. He showed that to Ezra. But check it out. 2 Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows, see, he's naming them. The beginning of mourning. The beginning of famine.
Hey, and that's getting ready to crank up, man. Hey, we honestly be keeping the buck. We experienced the beginning. We can say that around 2020, man. When you had everything being slowed down, and also the beginning of last year when you had the longshoremen at the ports protesting and whatnot, and also with China with the tariffs and everything like that, the goods was being slowed down. The goods have been slowed down, and they're going to be slowed again. So that's just the beginning. The scripture say, man. Hey, so guess what? We're about to get to go in another chapter pretty soon, man.
Right. And it says the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in great fear, all of them.
Gone.
Right? Oh, real quick. That's here, 49. It says here, Yeah, let's go here real quick. Isaiah 49:24. Shall the prey shall the prey be taken from the mighty? So like if one of your friends is in prison right now, could you go just get him up out of there? Or the lawful captive delivered? You know, could you just go break him out of there? You couldn't. But thus saith Yahweh, even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away. So they're gonna. So even though we're still held here captive, we're going to be taken out of this situation.
Hey, come. Lord will come break us out of that.
Yeah, it's going to be done. Huh? He's saying, yeah, what's impossible with man is not impossible with the Lord. It says, and the prey of the terrible shall be delivered. For I will contend with him.
Hey, damn, that's why no man shall buy us. All right, no man shall buy thee, no man shall redeem thee. Yep. The only person that's going to be able to redeem us is the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man.
Yeah, they're going to fight him.
So, any regular dazzler couldn't be able to do it. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Yep. Shit, I can't even think of any more names right now. Where the post there?
Yeah.
But shit, Oprah, goddamn, NFAC, Black Panthers, so forth and so forth. We can't get deliverance through that way, man. We get deliverance through the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua by that divine intervention. All right, what 2/3 of our people, a lot of our people seem impossible to happen. For us to be taken out of this situation is going to happen by way of the Lord Yahushua coming in and intervening and getting us out of it, man.
Yeah, and that's when it goes into them losing patience.
God.
It says, for I will contend with him that contend with thee, and I will save thy children. That's the point. And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh. What does that mean? He's going to cause them all to go to war against each other. And they're all going to be bloodthirsty against each other. That's World War III. And they shall be drunken with their own blood, as with sweet wine. That's World War III. And all flesh shall know that I, Yahweh, am the Savior and thy Redeemer and the Mighty One of Jacob. The whole world going to know in that day. Hold on. All right. Where was that? Was that 16?
16 and
19.
20.
Yeah. Second Ezra 16 and 19. Behold, famine and plague and tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Hey, come, man. So you gonna have the famine, you have everything going on. Hey, 2/3.
That's why I said, my bad. The power shall stand in great fear.
Hey, come. Hey, the power shall stand in great fear. Why? Because they don't know the outcome of what it's going to be for them, man. They don't know how it's going to turn up, you know. And also, too, what it said, that last part, too, you had just read.
Yeah, it says, the power shall stand in great fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Hey, the power shall stand in great fear. Why? Because these different obstacles that's placed in front of them, they never been placed in front of them before, man. Hey, the escalations of World War III, nobody never seen that peak of war before. Yep. All right, the way this war is going to be played out, nobody's ever seen that before. They can test as many different ICBMs, whatever the case may be, but they never actually seen them come into fruition with a population of people, man. You know, so once this comes out into play, that's why they stand in the field. Why? Because they don't know what it's going to go into. But guess what? We do. All right, and guess what? And also 2/3 of our people in these heathens, they're not going to turn from their wicked ways. Why? Yeah. Because they feel like it's always going to be, quote unquote, better days, but not understanding those better days are going to come with us in rulership by way of our commander-in-chief being in charge, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man.
Right. And the scripture say when the Lord was judging those heathens in Egypt, that deep into the judgment, that's when they got an inkling that it was the Most High judging them. And they started to see that it was the God of Israel that was destroying them. So it's gonna be late into the prophecies when they finally see that it's Most High judgment.
Just like that one.
They're not gonna know it yet.
It was I forget what commander it was. They was carrying his army was carrying him in the wheelbarrow. He was rotting from the inside out, and then like right there, that's when he was like, you know what, the Israelites are cool. Yeah. When he was like pretty much on his deathbed, that's when he was like, you know what. The Lord is real. The Israelites, that's after he put our people through hell and everything. That's when he went, oh, yeah.
All right. Somebody want to grab that Isaiah 3? I know I called out some other precepts as well. We're going to get to it. All right, but go ahead.
3 and 11?
Yeah, 3 and 11 going to 17.
This is Isaiah 3 verse 11. Woe
woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill will with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him.
Right. See, the reward of his hands should be given to him. Right. What's his gift? Right. What was he blessed with? The sword. Right. So those ICBMs is going to fall upon his own head, man. Them same ICBMs that they went and created to drop on Japan, they're going to get hit with the same stuff, man. But it's going to be intensified, like the bishop was going into. Right. It's 3 Tsar bombers can take out all of America, man, or Babylon, so like all of Babylon.
Hey, if the Lord will overdo it, He's gonna use 200 million. Hey, yeah, hey. Kill a mosquito with an axe and run over ropes with a stagecoach. No matter how small or big the opponent, never take it lightly. Always go in with overkill.
Right. Kind of make sure you get everything. Burn up all the chaff, man. You know. But go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Right. So go ahead. Go ahead.
And women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err.
Right. Right. See, the people that's leading us, right, are leading us to destruction. Right. That's why we're out here to push the truth, man, to turn our people back. So all our major leaders, major pastors, all of them are leading our people down to the slaughter, man. Right. But as it says, right, our oppressors rule over us, man. Right. See, these are true oppressors, right? That set these people up, right? These people set these people up, and they oppress us, man. Keep go ahead, Ellis.
I want to look at this, but it's right there anyway.
We coming right back to you.
Malachi 3:8. Will a man rob Yahweh? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? Right. In tithes and offerings.
Right.
Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation.
Right, even the whole nation, man. So robbing, you taking from the Lord by teaching people false doctrine, man. Right? You're stealing his people from him. You know, that's some wicked shit, man. It's slocky, but that's what y'all are doing, man. So at the end of the day, you know, the Lord is telling y'all, man, look, you're basically leading my people to the slaughter. You're stealing them from me, leading them with false doctrines, having them worshiping Zeus, right? And praising to Zeus, right? Still caught up in pagan religions, man, pagan ideas and a pagan mindset, pagan doctrines, pagan holidays. That's what our people are, you know, Egyptology, man. They love it, bro. Like, you can't tell them otherwise. You can't tell them they ain't African. If you tell a Negro today, right here in America, that they ain't African, they'll look at you crazy. We try to teach our people that they're actually Israelites, right? Not Africans. We're not the ones who was persecuting the Israelites during the time of Egypt, right? Which are the Egyptians come through the bloodline of Ham. We are the Israelites who came through the bloodline of Shem, right? Somewhere. Who was just reading?
Who had the last precept?
That was odd.
Go ahead.
Ashar.
Right back to you.
This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err.
Right. See, the people that lead us cause us to err, man. To turn basically like the elder was going into, right? Stealing us from the Lord, man. So the heathen do it, and 2/3 of our people do it with their Christianity doctrine. Go ahead.
And destroy the way of thy paths. The Lord standeth up
right.
to plead.
And what's the way of our path? That's straight and narrow. That's our way through the affliction. That's our way, man. Go ahead.
And standeth to judge the people. The Lord will enter the judgment with the ancients of his people.
Right. So in that time, man, the Lord is going to, in that time, when the Lord show up, right, he's going to show up with Michael and the rest of the angels, right, to come gather the elect. When America is complete, or Babylon is completely destroyed and turned into a lake of fire, you're gonna need to know his name is Yahweh, and his only begotten son name is Yahweh for deliverance. Without knowing that, you keep praying to JC, Jesus is gonna get you straight to the slaughter, I promise you. You keep praying to JC, you pray to that name JC, you're going straight to the slaughter, man. 100%. You know, right, right. You're gonna get caught up and be part of the 2/3, right? Be burnt up with the 10 FEMA zones right here in America, man. Go ahead.
Verse 14, the Lord will enter into the judgment with the ancients of his people.
Right, which are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? The true Israelites, the elect, right? So the Lord's going to show up with his angels, man, gather the elect, and he's going to send us after the rest of the heathens that's made it past the destruction of World War III, man. Anyone caught up in those bunkers during that time, the Lord's going to send them to gather them out of those bunkers. At the end of the day, it ain't no escaping World War III. It ain't no escaping the Lord's judgment, right? So without the covering of the Lord, you're in a sad case. Right? Go ahead, up.
Verse 14, the Lord will enter into judgments with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof. For ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces and grind up the faces of the poor, says the Lord Yahweh of hosts.
Right. So at the end of the day, right? So the Lord ain't missing nothing. he ain't missed now wicked thing they have done to us, man. All of that's being accounted for. All of it. So just like the Lord said, man, we're being destroyed as a people, right? So he woke up his elect to get out on the highways and byways to turn them back. Go ahead,
Oh no, come on, Salaki. Hey, what they say they have eaten up the vineyard. That's why the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua kept a cluster of grapes to himself, man, to keep from that wicked man from eating all the damn vineyard.
Right.
So with that being said, hey, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, if we know and believe and understand that believe and understand that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is backing us, man, we got nothing to worry about, man. So when Esau coming down with that great wrath shit, man, we know what we got backing us. Hey, just like Avengers, hey, shit. What they say, we have an army, shit. We got a God, man. And we the only ones with a God, to put it that way, man. So what do you have to go against or to be able to combat against that, man? Nothing.
Nothing at all. Precept.
There's a book of Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. It says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the man that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man of whom is the mark, and begin in my sanctuary. So the time will come to where judgment is gonna, rampantly speed up throughout the four corners of the earth, but it's gonna start at Yahweh Bashem Yahshua's house. He's gonna judge his people. You see what I'm saying? What it says, he enter into judgment with the ancient of his people. So the time gonna come to where everybody that, didn't want to hear this word, you see what I'm saying? They're basically gonna meet the king of terrors, basically. And basically said, let not your eye pity. So what's the slogan for the NWO? Expect no mercy. And that's coming down from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He's not giving any mercy.
Go ahead.
Psalm chapter 32, verse 10. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusts in Yahweh Shai, mercy shall compass him about. 2/3 of our people who kept rejecting the truth and want to touch this wicked world. Many sorrows, and to the heathens, they think that they're going to be winning this new world order that they are creating in their head. But sorrow is going to be upon them so strong that they're going to know, like the elder said at the end, that this is the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is upon them.
You're right.
You can read that again.
Psalm 32, verse 10. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusts in Yahweh Shai, mercy shall compass him about.
And that's the point right there. Mercy shall compass. The Lord's going to be merciful unto us, man. The Lord's going to be so merciful unto us, and that's going to show his power. We're going to go through some affliction. It's going to hurt a little bit, but the Lord's going to show, and the result of the affliction that we go through is going to feel so much better than the affliction.
It's book of Revelations, chapter 22, start at verse 10. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. Okay, that's the time that we're living in right now. It says, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. It says, He which is filthy, let him be filthy still. He that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. He says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. So, we're moving into the time where people's mind is going to be seared with a hot iron, okay? If you're in wickedness, that's how you're going to be. If you're in righteousness, all right, trying to live by the commandments and the precepts, that's how you're going to be. We're coming into that time right now, all right? What manner of man ought ye to be, okay? You got to be on the right-hand side. Otherwise, you're going to catch wreck. It says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, okay? The reward of the wicked is going to be woe and evil, all right? Destruction. But the reward of the elect, Lord willing, we're part of that number, is going to be salvation in the kingdom, all right? So you got to choose right now, all right? What time are we in? The time of where you have to make a choice, all right? And that choice is going to be with you until the very end.
Precept. This is Jeremiah chapter 6 and 19. And 18, it says, therefore hear, ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. It says, hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor unto my law, but rejected it. And that's what 2/3 of our people are gonna go through. They're gonna go through hell. The scriptures talk about how judgment is gonna start in the house of Israel first, man. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta know and be aware and mindful that the Lord is gonna bring evil upon this place, man. Even to the 2/3 of our people, man. All right, so we gotta be again mindful, right?
It's Isaiah 55 verse 6. Just to back up the point that the brother Amon was making. It says, seek ye the Lord, Yahweh, while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. So you seek the Lord while he can be found, and right now he is near and he can be found at the moment. There are things that are going to come to where he's going to shut himself away, and a lot of people that have turned a deaf ear, they're going to be left out here to suffer and deal with their covering that they covered themselves with. So the best time is to seek the Lord while he is here, because sedition is coming, martial law and many other things that are coming, and this is all the will and the judgment of Yahweh Shemashah. So when the Lord extends his hand out, that's the best time to turn to him. Or I said, seek him while he can be found. Call upon him while he is near, because right now he can be found, he can be sought out there, and he's near now. But there's going to come a point where he's not going to be near, and a lot of people, they're going to be left out here.
Precepts down here. You got precepts.
Jeremiah 51 and 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her recompense.
And that's what the Lord is calling our people to do. That's why he has us out in the highways and byways, to tell our people to get their mindsets out of this place, repent, and turn back to Yahweh Shai and follow him. Because the Lord, this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. We're seeing the signs of the times. Yahweh Shai's return, the wars, rumors of wars, pestilence in diverse places, earthquakes, Salakia, and all these other things. So we know the Lord got that weapon indignation in his hand. He about to bring it down. And everybody who has their mindset in this place gonna feel the wrath of the Lord. So we should be in the mindset of separating, getting as far from this place as possible. Like Lot, when he was in the cities of the plane, the angels told him to get out, like get all the way out the plane. But the Lord gave him that place of security, that place of security to go to, which is the spirit.
Go ahead.
Come on. This is James.
No.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14 says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what the fellowship have of righteousness, for what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness, and what concord have Hamashiach with Baali, or what part have he that believeth with an infidel? Ultimately going laying back with what Kabbash said, basically following, being partakers of this kingdom, you see ultimately what it would lead to. If you're an unbeliever or you unrighteous, and ultimately if you're wicked, you're part of the 2/3 in wickedness. You know, part of the chaff.
Cut off from the Lord through their iniquities.
Go ahead, Op.
This is James chapter 4, verse 8.
Right, so this is, at the end of the day, man, this is how you get your mind right. Right? Go ahead.
Draw nigh to Yahweh, and he will draw nigh to you.
Right. So draw nigh to the Lord, man, while you have the chance. Right? Draw nigh by coming out on the highways and byways, taking notes like the young brother is doing right here. Right? Taking heed, right? Eating the or drinking the sincere milk. You feel me? That all these things is what's gonna help you lead, get your mind right during the time of Jacob's trouble, right? To keep your mind sound, right? Keep you grounded. Go ahead, Op.
Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded.
Right. Not how you purify your heart, right? Or purify your mind, right? Not being double-minded, not dealing with Christianity doctrine and the truth of what the scripture is actually saying, right? You only can choose one, right? You gotta choose the truth path, or you can stay with the BS doctrine of Christianity. Christianity is leading people to straight destruction, right? Dealing with Mary, the Virgin Mary, fallen angels, Lucifer doctrine. I mean, so many false doctrines that they have out here through the scriptures, when it's plain as day in the scriptures, but it's only for the ones who have the Spirit of the Lord on them. If you don't have the Spirit of the Lord on you, can read that book 1,000 times and you still won't understand it. Go ahead, Op.
Verse 9. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to heaviness.
Right. Be afflicted by presenting your body as a living sacrifice. Right? Presenting your body as a living sacrifice, doing the work. Right? People look at this as foolishness, man, but we look at it as a reward. This is our gift that the Lord has given to us, man, to come out here and warn our people, right? To tell them the truth, right? To turn them back to the marriage supper, right? To lead them to the living waters, to fill up their cups with the living waters, right? To help them get rid of their old body or their old vessel or the old cup that is full of holes, right? To give them a new cup that has no holes, that's ready to be filled with the living waters. Go ahead, Op.
Verse 10. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, he shall lift you up.
Right, and that's humbling, right? That's how you come when you humble in the sight of the Lord. You come up, you take notes, right? You're not coming up to combat. You're not coming up to try to teach us, right? We come out here to teach, right? The Spirit of the Lord ain't to be taught to, right? The Spirit of the Lord comes out to teach. Go ahead, Op. You had something to
This is back, y'all. Proverbs 16 and 19. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud.
Right.
He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good. And whoso trusteth the Lord, happy is he.
I know that's right. And the elder keep pointing at the brother because that's what we see. If you can run that back one more time, Bakashai.
Yep, I got you.
I'm gonna go through it.
Proverbs 16 and 19. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly.
Right. See, better it is to have a humble spirit with the lowly. This is the lowly, man. Right. We got a humble spirit. Ain't nobody out here with that carnality, right, on their mind. They're having that fleshly worldly mindset. We come out to do the work humbly, in sincerity and in truth.
Matthew 11 and 29. Take my yoke upon you, learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls.
Right, and that's your Hawashai, not JC.
I'm about to say.
Right? A lot of y'all, well, I ain't gonna say y'all, a lot of Christians, right? Because we rocking with y'all. Right. A lot of Christians still they pray to JC. They don't know your Hawashai.
I was about to say that part where he says learn of me. And a lot of I say Christians, 2/3 of our people haven't learned of the Messiah, haven't learned. They don't know his true name. They don't know what he looked like.
Right.
All right, they don't know how he acted.
This is who they learned of.
Right, that's who they learned of.
Proverbs 16 and 19. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good, and whoso trusteth in the Lord, happy is he. The wise in heart shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increaseth learning.
That's the scriptures.
Yep, you gotta have the sweetness of the lips, which is the word, scripture, it's the spirit of truth. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that hath it. But the instruction of fools is folly.
Right, that goes into the living waters.
Right.
Having the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
That's right. He said, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. The heart of the wise teacheth his mouth. You got to teach yourself first to speak the right thing. And addeth learning to his lips. That's the sweetness right there, the learning. Pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul. That was the words. And health to the bones. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is the ways of death.
Just like the scriptures say, man, if they're not speaking the words of this book, there's no light in them, right? There's no substance in them. They can't feed you nothing but dog dookie. I almost said the S word, but yeah, they can't feed
Dog
you.
shit.
Yeah, dog shit. There you go. You know? But right here, this is the angel food. This is the manna that they were just like the manna that the Lord was feeding the Israelites with when they was walking in the wilderness. This is that manna that's being fed, that we're feeding the people right now. You had something else out?
Yep. Proverbs 1 and 26. I will also laugh when at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
Right, because they again, right? This all goes to that day of destruction, man. When the Lord show up to come with that scythe and start separating the wheat from the chaff, there's going to be a lot of people that say in that day, Lord, Lord, I prophesied in your name in that day. He's going to say, depart from me. I have not known thee. Right. You call on the wrong name. I don't know who Jesus is.
Right. They shall seek me early. When all hell break loose, they're going to be looking for the prophets. But they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh. They would none of my counsel. They despise all my reproof. That's the point. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices.
They're going to be filled with their own devices. The Lord said he's going to laugh at them. He's going to laugh at them during this time. He's laughing at them right now.
Yeah, I always said the ways of death. There's a way that seemeth right to a man,
right,
but the ways thereof are the ways of death.
Right, he said they're going to be filled with their own devices, meaning their own imagination.
Their own way, yep.
Their own, and that's going to lead them straight to destruction. See, like the fear of the Lord came upon us now with that calling. But he said he laughed when their fear comes, because it's going to take destruction to start coming. Then they're going to start trying to fear them. Then they're going to be looking. And then like, they shall not find me.
Hey, damn.
Lord gonna say, Lord gonna play hide and seek with them.
Right. Hey, he gonna be right in their face the whole time.
Hey, yeah.
They gonna be able to see him.
Hey, when you were saying that, it made me think about it like, damn, I tried to warn you. I told you to go to school, act right, do your work. Damn, now you want to listen once you see this belt getting ready to come down to that ass.
Now you want to tighten up.
Right, yeah, come on.
Real quick. Let me finish this point off for you. Just, real quick. Hebrews 4 and 16. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace.
Come boldly by coming out here and do the work.
That's right. That we may obtain mercy and find grace and help in the time of need.
So during the time of Jacob's trouble, during the time of the MOTB, during the time of the ICBMs, we're gonna need protection through all of that, man. The Lord's gonna be there for us, for the ones that's destined for salvation.
Walk boldly to the Lord, man, in faith, because these people walking away. He like, hey, you walking toward me, but you like turning this way, that way. You walking kind of slow.
Beeline.
You going to the left and to the right.
Yeah.
How the scripture say, cold or hot. Yeah, don't be cold or hot. He's looking for somebody that's either gonna be super hot. That means you out here doing it. In sincerity and truth with the faith. Having that true understanding in your la'ah, or you're gonna be slack. You're not gonna do it at all, or you're gonna and truly not believe in it. So he's looking for the ones that's hot.
That you may find help in the time of need.
Damn, can you imagine being on the cold side and in that day if you needing the Lord, you calling that, and he just looking at you like, bro, I don't know you.
That's scary, man.
That's scary, bro.
That's scary.
That's scary. While you watching the missile come down, you steady hollering, Lord, I see chariots.
Now that's gotta be a quick way to go. Just think about it. Like, think about this. Think about how the devil is. Now, you done did all that. You done lined up to get to Revelation 13 and 16, and they still putting pressure on you. Kids still can't eat.
Damn.
Right? And they still putting hell on you. Right? Now you're watching your children suffer.
Yeah.
See,
After you already went down to Egypt,
what they say, the Lord's gonna be diabolical with this shit, bro. He gonna put so much pressure on these people that they mind they gonna go ape shit in the mind. They gonna fucking lose it.
Hey, shit, you see what they did with over something minute when they thought TikTok was going down, so what more for that?
Man.
Appreciate it.
You got something? Wisdom of Solomon 11 and 12. 11 and 11. 11 and 10. For these thou didst admonish and try, as a father, but the other as a severe king. Thou didst condemn and punish. All right, so the Lord chooses a side. He like, I'm gonna destroy these Egyptians, but I'm gonna bless Israel. Now he like, I'm gonna destroy 2/3 in the wicked, but I'm gonna bless the ones that believe. All right, he's gonna make a division, a separation. Whether they were absent or present, they were vexed alike. It don't matter where the Egyptians was at in the world, whether they was in Egypt or they was outside of Egypt. It don't matter if they're Americans in America. It don't matter where you at on the earth, they're gonna feel that vexation of what's coming. All right. For a
disturbance in the force. Disturbance in the force.
They're gonna feel his judgment.
Gone.
For a double grief came upon them.
Double.
They were losing children and all that. And a groaning for the remembrance of things past. That's what they say, bring America back.
Yeah.
Make America great again. They're gonna be groaning for it to come back to the way it was. And it's never gonna come back. Especially when all hell breaks loose. They're never gonna get that peace of mind back. Your families, going to the grocery store, getting pork, going home, chopping it up and eating it, and praying to Jesus and going to Sunday school or Sunday church. And go, and then the whole weekend they be hellbound.
Yeah. The whole week.
The whole week. Yeah, they be turned up. For a double grief fell upon them, right? For when they heard by their own punishments, the other to be benefited. That's Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. When they start getting destroyed, they're gonna think about the elect getting taken care of. For when they heard by their own punishments, the other to be benefited, see, they had some feeling of the Lord.
Hey, come
Wow,
on.
that's
Hey,
how they gonna get the, oh my God.
that's just like how Jake or anybody be in the court system. They be in there. They get judged. Oh yeah, you got 3 life sentences. Then you got Jake. Falling out. Why? Because they come to the realization that damn, I should have listened. I should have abided by these rules. I should have listened to these laws. I should have did it. But now you see the freedom that these other people are going to have that you're not going to be able to get. Why? Because you done did contrary to what was established for you to go by, man.
Hey, speaking of contrary, right? You know, the scripture that said, "Only with thine eyes shall you see the reward of the wicked." That's crazy what he just said. Only with thine eyes will you see the reward of the righteous.
Hey, come on.
Damn.
Hey, it's like being in what is called when they go in there and cut the light off in the room. Hey, is that him? They would just be in there looking at the shit. Seeing the judgment of the wicked and shit.
You see somebody eat.
So they gonna feel the affliction of the punishment of the Lord, but witness the salvation of the elect.
At a distance.
At a distance, only with thine eyes will you see the reward of the righteous.
But wait.
Damn.
Wait.
Right, because look, what did it say to the rich man and Lazarus? Lazarus being in hell. I mean, that's going to be in the kingdom when we put the whooping to their ass, but like, yeah, that's going to carry over all the way into that.
Come on. Like being the child, seeing everybody going to this and where your ass got to sit right here.
Yeah, they're gonna meet Alishaji.
Come on.
It's gonna be too late. That's how basically saying that's how they're gonna get their understanding.
And at the same
That's
time,
the Lord. Oh,
at the same
that's
time,
what they was talking about.
right. It's gonna be
I
it's
get
gonna be
it.
too late because they eyes gonna, and they soft tissue gonna be getting burnt up right as we leave.
Ain't no reading that.
But listen, the thing about it is, And it's not like they keep talking about how like from a nuclear destruction it's gonna burn you up at an instant. Not according to the scriptures.
God.
Right.
I will leave you there and melt you.
Melt you.
So as they melting,
It's gonna be a process.
I'm burning. I'm burning.
Combination.
Yeah, they go wither and shit.
That's foul, man. Lord cool, boy. He said he's gonna try to read, or he's gonna burn your eyes out your head.
It
At
burns
the end
them.
of that day stop.
Hey, I don't know why I keep going to the parent analogy. What's 2 + 2? Huh? Like, hey, if you get it, go beat your ass.
if Johnny had 5 apples,
I went through them days, so I ain't even gonna laugh. My parents was.
think about it, man. Remember when, that video on Facebook when the Jake told the Edomite say the N-word one more time and he snatched it right in his mouth. They're gonna be trying to call for the Lord.
Hey,
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
No, wait a minute. Oh man, they gonna be trying to win all kind of breakdowns at that moment.
Timing, boy.
As soon as they be like, I prophesied in that name.
Mouth gonna be like that.
What name? What name?
Hey, that's why I say the timing, boy. Hey, grab the pizza. Grab the pizza too.
Oh Lord.
That nigga got one tooth like Gargamel, boy.
Wait, like it's like old man.
But y'all was out,
Chapter 50, verse 22. Now consider this. Yea, that forgot Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. So what you're hearing here of the truth in the name of Yahushai, you so-called Negros, Latino, Negro, and speckled birds, consider it, take it very seriously, and start repenting, because the time is getting closer. That window of grace is getting smaller.
You only got 2% though? 2%?
Oh,
All right, but yeah, we go back to that James. You know, if somebody else want to grab, yep, okay, you got that already. All right, go ahead.
This is James, chapter 4. I'm gonna start back at verse 10. Humble yourselves in the sight of Yahweh, and he shall lift you up. Speak not evil one of another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth his brother speaketh evil of the law and judgeth the law.
That was pretty much the point.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So basically, we're just going into, you know, your mindset should be on the Lord, man. You know, cleansing our hands, right? Separating yourself from these heathens, from the wicked doctrines, right? Bringing yourself back to the marriage supper of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Understanding that you're going to see a lot of wicked stuff in the world, man, until the Lord comes, until Yahushai show up, right? We got famine, a lot of wars, civil war, the MOTB. You got people unaliving each other.
Dollar collapse.
The dollar collapse.
That's gonna be like the first mind. I'm about to say mind mess up.
Right, the mind effing.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I was trying to not say that.
Well, yeah, it's things to mess up your mind and have you,
Right.
you know, in a state of confusion, have you in a state of fear, and have you in a state of a lack of faith.
Yeah, danger.
And danger, right? And that's where your mind is going to be at. And you're going to be, we got to get to moving. We got to, you know.
Yeah, moving in haste.
Right, moving in haste.
That's why Scripture say, and give not haste in the time of trouble. We're going to be still.
Right,
You know, you know what I'm saying?
When the dollar collapse, that's gonna be happy. We're gonna be like, all right, cool. I ain't gotta go to work. I can have more time to deal with the Akim, deal with the congregation, deal with myself, my family, read more, do more lessons. But to the person that's been laboring and putting hope and faith in the dollar and their job and whatever else and paying their bills,
Retirement.
they go
Looking
retirement.
down on people that don't have jobs.
Right. Run into them, being in, move. Oh, I gotta do something. That's why they're gonna be so quick and so fast to take the
Motherfucker, person that have a job at Publix looking down on the person that don't have one.
When a person, a banker is looking down at a person with a job at Publix.
Yeah, you see how I go?
Like, it's just, a job is a job. It's a job is a job. Right.
Yeah, when that curtain get pulled.
Hey, damn. Whoa. Hey, she like you. Know, it was a video, right? It was she was like a Filipino or something, man. She was a maid on the yacht. The yacht crashed. She was like
that was a movie.
Yeah, she was like You know how to fish, you know how to hunt, you know how to cook, you know how to gather, you know how to forage. Well, everybody was like, no. So shit, she went out there hunted, got squid unlawful, but the whole point of the matter is she went out there and got it, right? So she had like a big plate of food laid out. She gave everybody a piece, literally a piece. And then once everybody got their piece, they was like, hey, who's all that for? She was like, me. Shit, I'm the captain. She was like, I'm the captain. On the ship, I'm a maid. Out here, I'm the captain. Do you know how to hunt? Do you know how to fish? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to forage?
That's right. And
like,
that,
no.
yeah, and she tossed an extra piece for everybody. It was like, who's the captain? She was like, you the captain. And the lady was like, so who's the captain? Lady was like, you the captain. She was like, all right. Yeah. Shit. I am captain now.
We the captain. Do you know the Lord's name? Do you know any of these prophecies? No.
Hey, look at me. I'm the captain.
Right, I'm the captain. Yeah.
Isaiah 32:2, and a man shall be as an hiding place. From the
God, a man, not just any man, but a righteous man to have that covering of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh, man. Not the one talked about in Isaiah 30:1, but the one that but the one that's talked about in Ecclesiastes like 30:31. You know, those that fear the Lord shall not fear. They shall be protected from heat. The Lord is their strong stay with that covering, man.
That's right. Those that fear the Lord will lead many to righteousness.
God.
And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind.
God. And that wind being a representation of destruction, man.
And a covert from the tempest, covering.
God.
As rivers of water in a dry place.
Come on, you go to a desert, man. You're not gonna find no rivers like out there at any move of direction, man. Hey, water's the scarcity out there. So
it's a life-sustaining substance.
Come on, man. And that's the same thing what a righteous man is gonna be in this time of trouble, these perilous times that's to come, man. So with that being said, by that river of water being in a dry place, hey, that's the scarcity out there. You're not gonna find that like that, man. Yeah. Same thing is gonna be with the men of the Lord, in that time, man. Yeah. You know,
as the shadows of a great rock in the weary land, man.
Come on, in the weary land, the shadow of a great rock. Why? Because you want to look for that protection. You want to look from that shade, from the heat. And guess what? Hey, a righteous man is going to be that protection from the heat within that day, man. Why? Because the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh is going to protect us. Why? Because we've been doing the things that are pleasing to the Lord. Hey, as the scripture that was brought out earlier by the bishop, man. Hey, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty, man. So why is that? Why? Because Yahweh Rapha, we're a part of that number. We've been doing the things that are pleasing to the Lord, and they're going to continue to do the things that are pleasing to the Lord, man.
That's right. And a rock, you can climb on it, you can hide behind it, you can hide in the shadow. So it basically represents protection.
You can build your foundation on it.
Yep. So they're gonna need that in that day. They're gonna need life sustaining. You know what I mean? Defense.
Violence.
I'm about to say, yeah, she said violence.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. See that? So the men of the Lord are going to be more valuable than fine gold. And the gold of Ophir was like pure gold it was in that region at that time. Right? So that's going to be, they're going to be sought after in those days. You know? Because they've been led by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh this whole time. And they're going to know the way, we're going to know the way, Lord willing, I'm part of that number.
I was at work yesterday, I was at work yesterday, and this lady asked me to grab something off the top shelf, a coworker, and she was like, "See, that's why I wanted to hire a man rather than a woman, because y'all could do more." And she wasn't that much, it wasn't that high, but she just wanted a man to do the work that she been doing for like